Hi everybody, I'm going to start something new. I have labored in my brain over this decision for a good 6 to 8 months. I have felt deeply that I should start this into, kind of like my heart, in the core of my heart. But I fought against it because I really didn't want to do it. Because what this is, so let me start telling you what this idea will be, is I wrote a book in 2009. I self-published the book, and what it is, it's a book kind of in a novel format based on my life. I wouldn't necessarily call it a biography, but it's a book based on the events that happened into my life and my point of view going through these events up to a certain, it's not up to today, it's up to a certain point. I think it's about, 10 years ago, up to 10 years ago. And I felt like that what I'm going to start doing is putting on a different page in the Journey blog. There's going to be a different page, and it's called the Damian family. Damian is my maiden name. And hopefully I'll be able to figure it out. Sometimes I can't quite figure things out on the blog, and from that point of view, settings and things like that. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out. But I'm going to put a chapter of the book, both in English and in Romanian, and then I'm going to have video, more commentary about that particular chapter, added things that at the moment I might feel that it would help, point of views, emotions, things that I've learned, stuff like that. And I still have to figure out how many times I'm going to do, if it's once a week, if it's once a month, if it's once every other week. I'll figure it out. So hopefully I'll be able to keep it separate from updating of the Lime to that. But I gave in. I said, okay, I will start doing this. And then hope that it's not a huge mistake that I might regret it later on. So we'll see. Time will tell. I don't know yet. It's right at the beginning, and so we'll see. So hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy it. And I remember when I did not write, I didn't want to write this book, and I really kind of battled with God against this. He told me, do it, and I would respond, no way. And it went kind of back and forth. God trying to help me to get it going, and I'm like, no way. I don't want to go in the past. I don't want to have to look at some painful things that I would much rather run away and distance myself from as fast as possible. And what happened is my right arm, I'm a right-handed person, so I'm not a lefty, I'm a right-handed person. My right arm hurt from the elbow all the way down to my my fingers, the tip of my fingers. It just started like that. It hurt so bad I was barely able to function, and this was 20 years ago. Very close, 20 years ago, yeah, when I came to America, about probably a year after I came to America, within 6 months to a year. And we didn't have insurance at the time, so finally, and we had no money at the time too. Finally, I kind of bit the bullet because I was raised you kind of push through pain. And finally, a week later, I went and I talked to Chad and I said, I'm in so much pain. Something is seriously wrong with my right arm. I don't know what it is, but I'm really in need of some medical assistance. So he's like, okay, we're gonna go to emergency and figure out what this is. And right about before we're going to leave the house, I just heard this voice saying to me, as soon as you pick up the pen and start writing this book, then the pain will go away. So I told Chet, let's stop for a second. This is what I feel that God is telling me. And I said, okay, I'll do it. Not because I wanted to do it, but because I didn't want to spend the money we didn't have in the emergency room. So those were my, that was my way of thinking. So I thought, well, fine, I'll do it. It's as simple as picking up some, a piece of paper. And I did that. I picked up a piece of paper and picked a pen, and I started writing. Well, originally what it was the title, I don't even remember because I changed the title so many times. I don't even remember the original title unless I look through my notes and maybe find it. And I am not kidding, the pain was very fast. I'm, going very slow, but it really drained from the top, drained all the way to my finger and into the pen, and it just very, very, very fast, it just went away. And I thought, oh my gosh, okay, that's fine. So, but I put it, I remember for months I kept telling myself, God, I would talk to God and bargain with him and say, I'll do it, I'll write. But I had no desire, and I had no plans of actually doing the things that I said I was going to do. So even though out loud I would say, God, I'm gonna do it, I totally forgot the fact that God knew my heart already, and he saw deep down in my heart that I had no intent of writing whatsoever. So I was just saying that so I wouldn't get the pain in my arm. Sure enough, a couple of months I think God put up with my nonsense, and then after that the pain came back, and he said, you have to become serious about this and you have to start writing. And after I had enough pain, I went back again and I surrendered out of pain, not of faith, of belief, of anything like that. I was just sick of the pain, and I said, fine, I will do it. I don't understand why you want me to do this. I don't think my life is, what happened in my life, or that it's some things are very amazing, and I'm very amazed by it myself, but I feel like I kept telling God, but there are other people out there that have far better testimony, far better life than myself. Why do you want me to write my life? It just didn't make sense. So lo and behold, I began, and it took about 15 years for me to even get to the point where I became serious about it. So up to that point, I had children, and just life happened, and I would write. It would be very small amounts, but I stuck to it. I did write, even though there were small amounts, and I had no intent of publishing or going any further with it until about 15 years later, until I realized, no, I really have to do it for real. And then I rewrote the 4th version completely from scratch, and I think what happened through those years, the 15 years, I began writing in excruciating details, everything that was so painful to me. And 15 years later, once I rewrote the 4th version, I realized a lot of that just kind of fell away because I grew myself and I healed enough to let go of so many details that I held on to that point but no longer needed to. So this is a little bit of introduction of why I decided to write this book, and hopefully we'll both enjoy the journey, learn some things, laugh sometimes, and for sure cry some other times. Hopefully not on camera, but we'll find out. So have a great day, and look forward for, and I will announce it to you, for the first chapter. Both, I'll do a version in Romanian and a version in English. Have a good day. Bye-bye.